All right, what's going on, everybody? All right, so here it is. Finally, I sat down to do this the the review of Sierra chart. So without making this video, too long, because there's a ton of features here in Sierra chart that you could, a lot of things that you can do to manipulate the charts. There's a ton of things you can do within Sierra charts, and this could easily cover at least like a week's worth, probably, even longer than that, worth of content that, things that I could cover within Sierra chart, just off of what I know alone. And I think I think there's a lot of things that I still don't, have yet to learn about Sierra chart. So anyway, I don't want to, start rambling on too long. So the things that I'm going to cover, just lay this out real quick so that we know what we're, what I'm going to talk about, in this video. So I'm going to go over the layout of, the platform, and then I'm going to that's basically I'm talking about the menu and some of the tools, which is, that's in the menu bar. Go over the charts, as far as the the chart settings, as far as the the settings, the different settings, and how to open the chart and all the good stuff. And what else? Oh, and the studies, which is just like the indicators. And so we'll put indicators, right? And let's see what else is, because I just want to cover the main things. The dome, I'll go ahead and cover that, which I don't really use the dome that often. And then we'll go ahead and talk about chart trading. So I probably could have put that up there. Matter of fact, let's put this up here. So and then I'll, towards the end, we'll go ahead and replicate my trading view setup. All right, so that would be this here. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and just so I'm gonna replicate how I got the chart set up here over into Sierra chart. Right. So I wanted to go ahead and get this video out. I've been talking about it for a minute, so I wanted to go ahead and just do it. So I haven't really did a dry run yet, so just bear with me if it's not the most organized presentation in the world. But I just wanted to get this content out to you guys. I've been I had some comments before, requesting how I use Sierra chart. So I just want to go ahead and get this out there. So I'm using VMware on my Mac, and the reason I don't trade off, I don't use it to trade with, but the reason I decided to do this, this kind of this review of, the reason I decided to do this video using using the software on VMware is because I didn't really, I'm on my the computer that I trade with. It's a mini PC. So it doesn't have the best like the best hardware in terms of like audio and stuff. And I did a test on it, and I didn't really like how the audio sounded. So I decided I'd go ahead and do it using VMware on my Mac. So one thing that I like about Sierra chart is really lightweight, and because of how lightweight it is, running on VMware on this Mac, it's just a MacBook Pro. It's not the best MacBook Pro out there. It's just it's a normal MacBook Pro, and it runs really smoothly to be running on a VMware inside of inside of my MacBook. So that's one interesting thing. If I wanted to trade off of this, like say if I was traveling or whatever, and I didn't want to take my mini PC with me with a monitor and all that stuff, I could trade. But so far what I'm saying, I could use Sierra chart within my VMware. I can use my Mac to trade, using Sierra chart. If that made any sense, I didn't say that really. I didn't say that very well, but you know what I'm trying to say. So, all right. So let's go ahead and move into this. All right. So this is what you get the first time you log in. It depends on your broker. Some brokers, they give you like a template that. So when you log into the Sierra chart with their with their with the username and ID, with the credentials that the broker gives you, they a lot of times it'll automatically download a template that you can get started with right away, that the broker provides. I can't remember if Amp Futures did that. Well, I guess not, because there's no templates here. So if you have them, you could see them. You will see them here. You just go into File, and whatever templates, or whatever we call them, they're called chart books. So whatever chart book that you have already saved inside a Sierra chart, you can see them here. And another way you can open whatever chart books you have is there's a little shortcut here in the top toolbar. You see, once I hover over it, it says open chart book. So you can click on that, and then whatever chart books you. So I do have one. So I think this is the basic one that comes with Sierra chart. So let's go ahead and open that so we can just see what a chart would look like. So like, this is very basic. You only have the candlesticks on here. And that's pretty much it. This is using Forex. So all right. So this is the the Euro USD currency pair. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, I don't have the data for that, so that's why. All right. So that is that. All right. So speaking of data, that moves right in. It's a good segue into the next portion of this. So after you log in, you're gonna have to tell Sierra chart where to get your data from. So you'll go up in here into File, and let's see. Okay, you'll go into File, and you go down to Data Trade Service Settings. You click on that. You'll find whatever service that your broker uses or whatever, and your broker will give you all this information. So all you have to do is put it in. So mine is CQG. You'll put your username and your password in there, and that's all you have to do. And then you hit OK, and then you'll be able to get the data that your broker provides. Or that you'll be able to get the data that you need to start trading. All right. So moving on along, what else we have here? When we get into chart book, so if you want to, the way that I do it, if I want to, so I'm starting fresh and I want to open up a chart book, I use this find symbol. So yeah, we'll get into that once I get into the charts. And then, but also you have where you can open or do a new historical chart, a new intraday chart. You can get your dome here. The dome for the chart, or you just a regular dome that sits outside of your chart book. So this is where you can access your whatever chart books you have saved here, or you can close the chart books. You can close one of them or all of them. You have your spreadsheet options here and your quote board. Time and sales, market depth. I'm not gonna read everything, because I'm not gonna insult you guys' intelligence. I'm pretty sure you guys can read. So the main things that I pick out of here that I use is this find symbol. I don't really use the dome, but if you use the dome, here's a good place for it. And I honestly really I really don't use these either, because I use but here's an option, where you can have new chart books, open your chart books, and you can open them from here as well. I don't use spreadsheet, but I do use quote board for one of my setting for one of my chart books. and you have your save settings here, and you only need to use this data trade settings, service settings, like one time. So that's basically what I get from there. Edit, I don't think I use edit that often. Yeah, not really. The only thing that I would find useful from edit that me personally is the undo redo. So say if I did I drew something on the chart. If I went in here and I picked the line tool, right, and then I just drew a line. It just I'm just drawing a random line there. So I wanted to undo that, and I can go here to undo chart drawing. All right, so that's the only thing that I really use edit for. But there are some other things in here that you can go ahead and explore for yourselves. All right, so in chart, now most of my chart settings, I go in here and I right click and I go to chart settings, and I adjust all my settings within chart settings here. So maybe I did that a little fast. So I right click on the chart, and then I scroll down to chart settings, and then I can I can adjust all of my settings. So let's say I don't like these, the bars how they are right now. I want to go with candlestick bars. Since we're here, I go ahead and click candlestick bars, and I hit OK, and there they are. All right. So there are some useful things within this within the chart tab here in the menus. So one of those things being this lock field space. All right, so what that means is, you see how we can, if I scroll, wait, I gotta get off of this. All right, so if I scroll to the right here, what if we scroll to the left? If I scroll, you'll see that the candles go, into the, the right side of the chart. So let's say if I wanted to have some space to where, when I scroll, I say I don't want it to the candles to ever go into the space here, and that's kind of useful when you're looking at a live chart, because matter of fact, let's go ahead, and I'm kind of doing this out of the order that I said I was going to do this in, because I'm not getting live data right now, so this will make more sense if I'm getting live data. So let's go ahead and pull something up. All right, so already we got all right, hold on, let me back that up. I didn't say what I'm doing. So I'm going up here to file, and I'm going to go find symbol, or since I already got the chart up, well, yeah, we can do it this way. So all right, let me start from scratch. All right, let me go ahead and close this down. All right, I don't want to use that one anymore. Let's go to find symbol, and okay, so I already got NQ in here because I've already used NQ on this system. So whatever symbol you're looking for, you can put it in. You'll put the symbol there. Let me see something real quick. I think when you open it up, whatever's all of the symbols will come up. So, and then okay, yeah. So when you open it up, you don't have anything in here, and then all the symbols will come up, and you can scroll and look for whatever you're looking for. Or you can do a search here. Let's say I want to search for, gold, and then see if all I did is put in GC, and then it gave me the gold futures. There's some other GCs in here, so you just got to make sure you read right here in the description, what it is, so you making sure that you're picking the right contract. All right, so let's go back to NQ. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Go ahead and search for NQ. Let's do a find next. All right, let's bring it up natural gas. It's not what I want. Let's all right. So I did find previous, and it's up here in E-mini NASDAQ 100, and we're gonna look for the current month is H. The current month is H. We're gonna go ahead and click on that one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on open historical chart. I don't ever use the intraday chart because there's really no need. If you open historical chart, you'll still get the intraday data. You get all the data that you need. So I go ahead and open that up. All right. So another thing you can do also is you can open your DOM from here as well. So if I click on Open Trading DOM, you know, then it'll open the DOM for that contract as well. The only thing about opening like this is it doesn't sit inside of the chart book. I think you can put this DOM inside the chart book, or inside. Okay, so if you go to Windows, you can detach, attach the chart window, and you know, can either put it in there. You know, kind of not, you know, the best way. So you have to go up here and you have to manually adjust it to however you want it to look like. But now it'll sit inside your chart book. So like say if I wanted to minimize this chart book, or if I wanted to open a new chart book, let's go to File, New Chart Book. You see it's not there anymore. So because it's on this chart book, right? So anyway, see, there's a ton of things that within Sierra Chart that I could talk about, but I don't want to draw this out too long. This can easily be hours, you know, hours worth of video time just talking about Sierra Chart. So anyway, let's stick. All right, so we're looking at NQ now. All right, what I was talking about before, and this will be a live chart. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring those candlesticks back up, the candlestick bars. Go ahead and hit apply. Now let me discuss, while we're talking about this apply OK thing that a lot of people like to do. I just want to explain apply OK real quick. If you just want to go in and you made all your adjustments to your settings and you're done with the settings, you can just hit OK and you know you'll be good. But if you want to say I went ahead and changed that to candlestick bars, but there's some other things, but I wanted to go ahead and lock that change in, that's when I would hit apply. So I can see that, you know, the setting changes that I just made are applied to the chart, and I can go in here and keep making some adjustments to the chart. So anyway, that's a little sidebar. So getting back to, I was talking about the lock fill space. Okay, that's what I was talking about before. So for this to really make sense, let me go ahead and let me change the time frame. Let's bring up a 5-minute chart. We got some tools up here. There's several ways you can change the time frame of the chart. You got this up here. So we'll just start it out with 10 minutes. We'll go to a 10-minute the intraday candles. And now you can see you got the live candles here on a 10-minute. If you look up here to you look up here in the upper left, you see what time period what time frame your chart is currently on. So that's one way of doing it. Another way that you can do it is you can just type whatever whatever time frame that you want with using your keyboard. So I'm just going to type 5, and you'll see here that, you know, that's what I just typed, the number 5, and I hit enter, and now we're on a 5-minute chart. So all right, so the setting that I was talking about before, so you see how that just scrolls over into the, you know, the right side of the chart like that. But if let's say I wanted to, I wanted to always have this space, you know, no matter how much I scroll. So I will use this setting up here in the chart menu, and which is called, I don't see it now. I saw it before. Okay, I will use this lock fill space setting right here. I'll go ahead and click that, and we can go back to it, and we can see that it's checked now. And now when I scroll, you see now we have this this little space here, just to make it, you know, look a little better, more pleasing to the eyes, you know. So when we're scrolling live, when we get a live data and we're looking at the chart, it's not right up, you know, it's not right up against the right side of the chart. So anyway, that's that. Okay, so some more useful things inside of this chart settings. I don't really do replay mode from here, but that is something that I use, for back testing. I get into that a little later. I just, briefly cover that. Um, let's see what else we have. Don't really use that much. Let's see. Okay, so you can do your rollover here. So this is one place area that you can. So when we roll over to a new contract month, you can just hit this button here, and we'll do a future symbol rollover. I don't want to do it right now because that will be putting me on the wrong month. Um, Show a rollover date. So I put on my daily charts. I use this feature here. Um, so I can know when the next rollover date is coming just by looking at the chart. I don't have to go and look at another resource to find out when the rollover date is coming up. So we got duplicate chart here. These are some useful tools within the chart menu settings here. Reset scales is pretty useful. Something that I use a lot. So if I've been playing around with the chart and I'm going to zoom in or whatever. Wait a minute. Here we go. I've been playing around with it a lot, and now I can just go in here and reset scales, and it'll reset the chart to make it look the way that I want it to look, to where I can really actually see the bars into something that's actually actionable. Okay, so you have that. You have those settings there. Go to date time. That's useful when you're like back testing. Also, if you start scrolling, go to end of chart. You start scrolling to the left a little too. And you get far back. You can just hit this. So let's say I'm scrolling, trying to look back in history, and say I'm all the way back there, right? So you see now we're all the way back on December 25th, which is Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Okay, we're already back on December 25th. So if I just wanted to quickly go to the current candle, the current 5-minute candle, or the current candle, current price action, I will go up here to chart and go to end of chart, and it'll take me right back there. All right. That's pretty much the things that I use in the chart tab in the menus. That's pretty much the chart settings that I will use from there. All right, so analysis. So when you create, like say you have we'll get into this later, but you can use this. This is a quick way to access your studies. All right. So then you got the tools. So here's where you get all of your horizontal lines and your whatever tools you like to use. You'll find them here. They have a pretty extensive selection of tools that you can use within the platform. Spreadsheet, again, this is not something that I use a lot, but the spreadsheets can be used for I believe it can be used for alerts, but I see doing research, I think it's mostly used for like automated trading and to do some things, some automated stuff. So I don't really use a spreadsheet at all. Trade is where you'll go in here, and this is how you turn the chart trade mode on to be able to trade from the chart. You got your dome in here that you can access it from. You can show your order fields, you show your orders and positions. This is how you switch between simulation mode and your live mode. One thing about the simulation mode is if you're using a simulation account from a broker, then you would want to have this off, because when you're using the trade simulation mode within Sierra Chart, that's only using the simulation mode within the platform itself. It's not being sent to your broker simulation mode. Okay, the trades are not being sent to your broker's simulation setup that they have. So if you have a simulation mode from your broker, you want to turn this off. If not, if you only have a live account with a broker or you just have, or you just have the platform itself, the Sierra Trade platform itself, and you want to do simulation mode trading within the platform itself, then you would just turn this on here. So all right, so moving on, you have some more things. Drawdown graph on chart. Then here's where you can see your open orders and positions. I don't really use that. It'll show you, like here, if I go in here, it'll show you what your balance is and all that stuff, whatever orders. But I don't really use it that much because I can, the way I have my chart set up, I can see everything from the chart. But then you have your trade activity log, and this shows you the trades that this is where you can see, the history of the trades that you have taken for the day. So you'll they just recently updated this actually. So this lays out all the trades, pretty much as as they happen. It doesn't really give you much that you can visually see from what you traded, but so like let's say if you were trying to input your trades on TraderView, you would go in here to trade activity, and you would save this log or export the log so that you can import it into TraderView. But if you just wanted to see your statistics, then you can go in here. You got statistics up here in the menu. Then you have trades, where you can see the trades that you've taken. This is from me yesterday. You see my nice little $80 loss, and there's some other things in here. The ones I use the most are the trades and the trade activity if I want to export the data. All right, so and we're gonna go ahead and close that down. All right, yeah. All right, so that was trade activity log, trade service log. I've only really used this when I was, testing out some automated trading to see if there were some issues with, because if you have an error or anything like that, that'll show up in trades. That'll show up in here in the trade service log. Everything related to your trades will show up there. All right, but I don't really use that often either. It's not really, for me, it's not necessary to use. So if you are using automated trading, you will need to make sure that it's turned on here. If you're not using that automated trading, make sure you turn it off, because even though they have a couple of safety parameters to make sure that you're not accidentally, they make it hard to actually, do auto trading. Or there's a lot of different settings, I should say, that you have to make sure are on before you can do live automated trading. But so this is one of the settings that you need to make sure you have on. And I'll probably go more into more detail in a later video. All right, so you got some general trade settings and just a couple of different settings in here that I really don't use that often, related to the trades that you take. So moving on, you got your global settings here, and what I usually the things that I use the most from here. In general settings, that's where you can set what chart books you want to start up when the platform starts. You can make adjustments to your alerts here, so you pick whatever alert you want to adjust, and then like say if I wanted to change the sound on alert 1, I can go and I can select the sound file, pick what sound that I want. I believe you can pay to download additional sounds than what comes with the default, and then you hit this button here to test the sound. And I know nothing didn't happen. Oh, I got let me turn that on here so that, and then you would click this button here to test the sound. And they also have this text to speech section here, and I think you have to pay for this as well, if I remember correctly. I think there's a fee that associated with the text to speech, but there is a free version. There's another way you can do it, using a website on the internet. You can just if you want to know more about that, how you have text to speech alerts, you can just shoot me a an email. My email is in the description below. So that's that. Did I go over everything? And in graphic settings, now this is where you would change like the colors of your charts, or you would change the aesthetics of the chart book layout. So let's say if I don't like this black background on the chart, let's say I want to go with white. All right, I go ahead and click OK and apply, and now you can see on white. But you gotta make sure that you remember to go back, and it gives you a warning here. The chart text color and background color are the same. Text will not be visible, so that means you have to go back and change your the chart text color. So wherever you see you got wherever you see you have white text, you want to make sure you go back and you update it to something that you can see, like black. So let's go ahead and black, and we'll go ahead and do the tab color as well. And you just go through everything and make sure that you can see everything you need to see. There's more things in here. And then once if you want to see, if you're satisfied with the way that the chart looks, and you can go in here and you can save those settings. You would pick which save location you want to save it in, and you hit save. And also you can load settings. So I'm just going to go ahead and reset the default, which I use the default anyway. I don't know why that didn't reset the default, because I didn't save it. So alright, wait a minute, technical difficulties. Hold on, let me get together here. Alright, let's see. Nope, it's not in here. Alright, it's not in here. Graphics. Alright, we're gonna go load those settings. Alright, so the default settings are also in the save settings number 1. So anyway, alright, we're good on that. Let's go ahead and hit OK on that. And there's some more things. You got some more general trade settings. Some of these settings are redundant. There you can see them in other areas. There's actually a ton of ways to access some of the same settings and things that you can adjust. Another one that I use a lot, so this customized chart shortcut menu. So let's say when I right click on the chart, let me go ahead and bring up this again. So if I right click on the chart, you see this is my shortcut menu. Okay, this is just the right click on the chart. So if I want to adjust those and add some more things, I can go over here to customize chart shortcut menu. Alright, so I go in and I look for what items that I want to add. So let's just say I wanted to scroll down and I want to add duplicate chart. I go ahead and add it there. Then I go ahead and hit OK. And now when I right click, now you can see duplicate chart is there. And I clicked on that, and see now we have 2 charts that are exactly the same. Awesome. Right? Alright, so that's how you adjust that. And another one I use is the actually I don't do it here. So there's pretty much all the menus and the headers and everything, you can go in here and you can customize them to look however you want them to look. Another thing that I like to customize is this little shortcut menu up here. The way I do it is I right click on the which is called a control bar now that I see it. I right click on the control bar and I hit customize control bar 1. Now the reason it says 1 is you can have multiple control bars, but for me 1 is enough. That everything I need is within, I can fit inside this space up here. So say if I want to add a feature, say let me add a let's see, I want to add a tool. Okay, let's say I want to get these the chart calculator up in there. I go ahead and click on chart calculator, and then I add it. So it's going to put it at the bottom. I don't really want it at the bottom, so I go ahead and I move it to where the rest of the tools are by clicking move up. Right, so now it's with the rest of the tools. We're gonna put it right there. So once I get it where I want it to be, you know, there's some other settings you can change within there as well. I go ahead OK, and now you can see that it's right up here in the toolbar or in the control bar or whatever you want to call it. Right? So alright, so now window. So alright, so let's bring up that duplicate chart again. Let's duplicate this chart again so I can really show you. Alright, let's say I want to go ahead and do that one more time. Now I got up 3 and one more time. I got 4 charts up. So you can go up here into windows and you can tile them to make them look a little cleaner. Horizontally, they don't look that good. So let me pick something else. And I can tile vertically. No, I don't really like that either. I don't like that either. So let me go ahead and see what else I can do. Tile as a grid. Okay, now we look better. See, tile as a grid horizontally. And just for fun, let's see what vertically does. And it's pretty much the same thing. I think, you know, if I have more charts or something, I'm not exactly sure, you know, what the difference between those are, you know. So, and also, like, if I wanted, you got some more settings in here too. You can hide the window. You can attach a window. There's a lot of things you can do in here, but I don't want to make this video super long. So, you know, that's pretty much that's just scratching the surface of, you know, all of those settings. So this is also another area to access different chart books and the different charts within the chart book. And then you have a help section up here that's pretty useful. That's one thing. You also have your data trade services section here. You know, well, actually that's for help. Okay, so it'll give you the help page for that section. All right, we're not gonna wait for that to come up. But one thing that is really useful here, and if you need to, you know, a new version comes out and you need to update to the current version, you can go up here into help and go to download current version. Or if you don't like the current version for whatever reason, you can install the previous version. You know, there's a lot of different things you can do. You can get remote assistance. Say if you're working with their help desk or whatever, they send you, they want to give you a remote assistant. You can accept that remote assistance there. Download the remote assistance. You know, you have access to your help features that can help you get started, and the table of contents, which is online, but you can download that stuff as well. And you know, a good bit of things to get you help you out with the platform. And you have this one, and like when I was talking about the fee for the alerts or the text to speech, you can add credit to your account so that you know, if you wanted to pay for the text to speech, you can pay for it with your credit. All right, so you can do that here. All right, so that's the basics of the menus and some of the chart settings. And like I said before, this is really only just scratching the surface. There's so much that you can do. I only covered some of the things within it, and out of those few things that I covered, that's more than enough to get you started and to help, you know, that's pretty much everything you need to be able to trade using this platform. There's a lot of different settings depending on what kind of trader you are. Some of us, you know, we have really simple strategies and things we like to look at, and some people a little more complex and like doing things in a more complex fashions. And I think this system is a really good system that supports, you know, pretty much any kind of trader. So